We're honored to work with their children and families that attend our schools, and we're pleased to be living on these lands and sharing our responsibilities. We have an agenda that's been distributed for this fourth. Sorry? Oh, no, that was just another echo that happens when we're on technology. Okay, but speak up if I'm missing something. We do have a quorum of our trustees attending, and thank you to all of our guests that are attending as well. It looks like quite a few numbers on my screen here, and we appreciate the participation by those in our communities. I need a motion now to approve the agenda. If someone would so move the agenda. Julia, I see your hand first and Ed second. All in favor? Passed. Thank you. So the first item of business is the letter from the Pacific Northwest Music Festival. This letter was received dated February 22nd, 2026. Administration or leadership of our has looked at it, and it's for receipt of information by the board. There's no action required. Can I have a motion to receive the letter and leave it to operations to handle the question? Thank you, Angie. Second, Mike. Sorry. What would you like, Mike?
Skip the acknowledgement of territories.
I did. Did you miss it? I just did. Did it not come through?
Introduction of trustees.
Oh, okay. I didn't put that on my agenda this time, but we can do the introduction of trustees if you like. Let's finish this motion because it's on. Oh, and I'm supposed to let Lindsay know that she can turn on the camera stuff or the whatever it's called. Lindsay, sorry. Is that why your hand's up?
Yes, and just a friendly reminder to everyone attending today, can you please mute yourself? And if you have a question or just raise your hand and we will get to you. It's just, it picks up a lot of background noise, especially given the volume of people that we have attending today.
Thank you. So I have a motion on the floor for receipt of the letter from the Pacific Northwest Music Festival for information only and referring it to operational issues to be dealt with. A mover, again, because I missed it on the page, Angie and Wayne. All in favor of receipt? And then thank you, Mike, for keeping me on track. I'll introduce myself and then the trustees can introduce themselves and then we'll do the staff. I'm Margaret Warkup. I'm your board chairperson from the Terrace area. Mike, you're next on my screen.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I acknowledge with respect the lands on which we live, work, and play and learn, and as the traditional unceded territories of the Gitxsan, Haisla-Nisga'a, and Tsimshian peoples. I specifically acknowledge that I'm on the traditional and unceded territory of the Kitsilus First Nation, which is Thornhill, and I'm kind of upset on their behalf that nobody else has ever acknowledged the Kitsilus First Nation.
Okay. Wayne?
Oh, did I introduce myself? Did I say I'm Mike Maxim from Thornhill? Did it twice if I did.
Okay, you're done. Thank you. Wayne?
I'm Wayne Jones in Skeward.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Great, thanks, Wayne. Next on my screen is Ed.
I'm Ed Harrison, trustee from Terrace.
Julia?
Howdy, Julia Sundell, Hazelton trustee.
Karen?
Good afternoon, Karen Yonkman, trustee from Kitimat.
And Angie, you're testing me because you disappeared and came back. Angie, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Angie Maitland, trustee from Kitimat.
Excellent. Tracy, can I pass it to you to introduce who's on from administration and staff?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tracy McMillan, superintendent of schools for Coast Mountain School District. We have from the education team. Oh, I see Philip.
Good afternoon, everyone. Philip Aaron, Director of Instruction, Learning Services.
And Tina.
Good afternoon, everyone. Tina McDonald, District Principal, Curriculum Support.
And I'd also like to welcome, I see one of our school principals, Shyla.
Hello, everyone. Principal at Montego Gulliax.
And I have to flip screens. Lindsay.
Good afternoon. My name is Lindsay Harder, and I'm the Executive Assistant to the Superintendent and the Board.
Thank you. And Ginger.
Good afternoon. I'm Ginger Fuller. I'm the Secretary Treasurer.
Thank you.
Any of your staff, Ginger? I don't think so. I think we've caught everybody we usually introduce. If we've missed somebody, I apologize, but welcome to the meeting for all of our guests. It's 2 screens, so we have to play with the technology a little bit. We've covered agenda item number 4.1, the letter from the Pacific Northwest Music Festival as information. And next we move to 5.1, the Canadian Parents for French Hazelton chapter letter and survey. We've received that, and the action item is to receive it for information. Can I have a motion for such? Would somebody get Julia so moved? Thank you. Karen second. Any questions? All in favor of receipt for information? I see everybody's hand. Oh, I got to go back to find Mike on the other screen now. Okay. Perfect. It has passed. Great. Thank you. Passed. Next on our agenda item is the Hazelton French Immersion Program Review, follow-up to trustees' questions. I will find the page right here. I would like to share that trustees have received a lot of information. We've had a chance for some individual reflection, dialogue, and asking questions to our administrative staff and to others that are facing this question that is for us to make a decision on. We've been provided with 3 options. And I would, as board chair, like to make the motion that we accept option 1, relocate the K-7 French immersion program to New Hazelton Elementary School with secondary French immersion, grades 8 to 12, delivered through online programming while the program is gradually phased out as currently enrolled secondary school students, grade 8 to 12, complete the program. Does somebody wish to second that motion? I see Wayne. Any question or discussion? Must be, okay. I don't see any hands. Ginger, do you see any hands come up with a question from trustees?
We have a member of the public with a question.
I don't see it, but go ahead.
Looks like they
I don't see.
lowered their hand.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Can I call the motion? All in favor of the motion? I need to see your hands, and I'm going to switch screens to get everybody. Karen, are you voting or not? Yes? Okay, and Mike, are you voting in favor or against the motion? I can't see your, oh, I see your hand now. It's underneath the little blurb that tells me we're recording. Oh, and I can't get rid of it. There it is. Okay, the motion has passed. Thank you all for that. And that completes our agenda, which I now lost the page of. There it is, that way. Next is question period, number 6. Were any questions received ahead of time? I wasn't informed of any, so I don't see any. Any questions from our participants in the meeting? Raise your hand if you wish to speak.
Margaret, if this would assist you, I can read the number of hands and order of the hands as we go. Would that help?
Oh, perfect. Oh, that would be great. Yes, because flipping back and forth is not working that well for me. Although I see, Brianna, your hand number 1 on my screen. Welcome. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, thanks. So from the last meeting to this one, all of the options have limited it to moving to New Hazelton Elementary for K-7. And I've gone through the package, and that seems to be supported by the rationale on page 27 with the population information showing that Hazelton has an aging population. There are very few children there, but you failed to include the population data for Gittimax, Hegwilget, and like all of the Kispiox Valley Road, because those are District B of the Kitimat-Stikine. And so it would be kind of encompassed all over the place in District B, because that would probably include some of them like Gittinyao. So I don't know how we'd account for Kispiox Valley, but Gittimax, I looked up the census data from 2021, and for 0 to 14-year-olds has 110 children. So just was shocked at the change to move to New Hazelton, I guess. So I had wanted to know if that was the only rationale, if we could stay at Manzagaleg-Aliax, because I fear it would harm the program to move them. I put out a survey with the little time that I had with parents to ask, would they would they move their kids? And a lot of parents had said they were just really unsure, because this, for a lot of us, feels like it kind of came from nowhere. It was one option before, and now it's the only option for the K-7. So, we wonder, like, New Hazelton's very full, so I don't know where the room would be for these children to move into separate classrooms. We all have a lot of concerns. So Can you speak to that at all? Like, just
So I'll take it as a question about the data, and I'll refer it to Tracy in terms of whether they wish to answer now or get back to you in terms of the reasons and the rationales. Tracy. And your lips are moving. Yes,
thank you. So the options presented were definitely made to maintain and support French programming for learners in the Hazelton area, while also ensuring the integrity, the quality of the program so that it can be sustained over time. And as well, on page 12 of 60, so page 26 of the board package, there is also some Stats Canada information from 2021 about the surrounding areas and different areas, with the possibility and hopes that this will draw and garner additional students so that we can increase the numbers. Thank you.
Margaret, I see. Oh, I was just going to say, I see we have another question, and I
see Rosalie Freilich. Rosalie, a student? Excellent. Go ahead, Rosalie.
Sorry, I'm not a student. I just accidentally logged in from my my master's login, but I'm a teacher at Manzagaleg-Aliax currently. And I just have a question around, I was just going to double check which page of the package it's on. But one of the justifications given is that it's unsustainable to run the 3 streams simultaneously at MGA. And having attended all the previous meetings, I felt like we were really assured that the streams weren't being presented as in competition with each other. So that felt like quite a shift to me. And then the links provided to support that that's not a sustainable model, none of them spoke to the model. And so I was a little confused about that as a piece of support for moving the program, and hope someone could clarify what data was actually being used to support that the French immersion program would be more sustainable if moved away from the Gitsan immersion, and why the French immersion stream and not possibly the English stream being moved where Newtown already is single stream English, and that would create a non-English medium school environment, which might support success for both immersion programs. So I just wondered about that rationale, and the links just didn't have any data really that actually was relevant to it. So I hope someone could clarify.
So again, we've got a question that I'll refer to administration who collected all of the data. And we got a lot of it, by the way, or I feel we got a lot to review and consider, which I appreciate trustees have had a really good look at it, and I appreciate what the staff has been able, and parents, compile for us so that we can make the decision. Tracy, did you want to get back on that, or? Yeah.
I'm sure. And if there's anything outstanding, we're more than willing to take the questions as well. But definitely both language programs are valued in the district. Gitxsan language revitalization is an important priority for the community and local nations, and French immersion is also an important pathway for many families. And the review the board, when they looked at all the information, they considered the enrollment trends and the operational sustainability to ensure that all the programs offered can be delivered in a strong and stable way for students. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Lindsay, is there other hands raised? I'll go because I now have 3 pages here.
Yes, so we have a hand here, and I'm going to apologize if I misinterpret your name. Is it Harsumit?
Harsumit.
Harsumit, thank you. My apologies.
I just want to ask, again, similar question. The numbers at the New Hazelton Elementary are busting at the seams. I'm just wondering, like, where the location of the classrooms will be, like where are you going to house the French students moving there? Just wondering what your plan was for that.
I'll refer the question to administration and see. Tracy, or do you want to answer it after for all parents?
Sure. Thank you. Well, now that the board has made a decision, we will follow through as we do with all district and staffing and operational processes to work with school administrators and staff to carry out the option that was chosen. Thank you.
Further questions? Lindsay, do you see any on your screen? None are jumping up on mine. Is there another one? Oh, Christine. I see Christine. Is that who you see as next?
Yes, and then Mr. Maxim had his hand up as well.
Okay, Christine.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
My question is to Tina McDonald. Where in these 3 choices is the voices of the parents reflected? You know, we had 2 presentations by parents. We had many parents who attended the meetings, and I don't see our experiences, our time, our volunteering in trying to save this program that has more than 3 decades at Majigale-Galiac. Where is that reflected in these 3 choices? Because I speak for myself that we were blindsided about the move to New Hazelton. I do remember one parent suggesting this, but it is going to cause quite a disruption in regular routine for students who have been Majigale-Galiac for the entire education career. So it is the optics of taking a program on reserve and moving it away. So again, I would like the justification and where the parent who gave input to this consultation, where is that reflected in these choices and in your dialogue? Thank you very much.
Tracy, I give it to you in terms of whether we'll respond after or now.
Thank you, Chair. Well, just really, really important to remember that the purpose of the review is to ensure that the French immersion programming can continue to be delivered in a way that maintains the program integrity and quality for the students over the long term. So in the previous report, as well as this report, there are statements in there made by the parents pertaining to enrollment. The parents thought this, recommendations. So all of that information is woven throughout the reports and information that has been provided to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. And I see Harzumit. Did I say that right?
Yes, yes. Sorry, another question. So with the program moving to New Hazelton Elementary, I'm just wondering, like, for the teaching staff, like, will you put out new job postings, or do the teachers get moved over? Like, I'm just wondering if the teachers will remain the same, or it has to be a whole new process that they'll have to apply and be there. I'm just wondering because the teachers are a big part of the consistency for the students at school as well. I'm wondering if that is going to just be started from scratch, or will the sorry, I'm just wondering about that. Thank you.
And I appreciate it's a good wondering. It is a personnel type of question, so I leave it to Tracy as to whether she can answer it here now, or whether you'll be informed through the processes that we do for hiring and moving students.
Okay,
or
thank you.
teachers,
I
educators. Yeah, I just want to be cautioned that we're very careful not to do personnel on at the board level.
Thank you, Chair.
For sure. Thank you.
Absolutely. Anything pertaining to staffing and personnel, that's handled through human resources, and they have to follow what's in the collective agreements. Thank you.
Sorry, I was just wondering, like, do you know offhand, like, if it was to be moved, typically is a new process started, or people are moved? Obviously, it'll have to go through them. I'm not saying it's you. I was just wondering generally because, now that this decision has been made, the students are going to wonder, like, are we going to get our same teachers, or is it going to be a new process? So I'm just wondering. Anyways, thank you so much.
Thank you. I think number 2 is Christine on number 1 is Brianna on my screen. Is that correct, Brianna?
Yeah, sorry. When you were accepting the option, I thought you were accepting that these are the options. Can you confirm that you, as the board, have selected option 1 as what you will be moving forward with, and you've made a decision basically?
That's what was my motion. Yes.
So in saying that, you're talking about the longevity of the program, while option 1 was to have the high school for the online for the children currently enrolled up to grade 8. And then what happens for children who should be moving up? Like for next year, the grade 7s, do they just go into English then, is my question?
Tracy or Tina, do you want to explain it so that I don't get it wrong when I'm speaking?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, and I will ask Tina. There are many options as well for individuals after grade 7 to follow through with their studies. So yeah, we could take that question and then provide a fulsome written answer. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. I know you explained it to the board or the trustees when we were making our decision, but I don't want to answer it incorrectly, so perhaps we'll get it back out to you. Next, I see Christine. Is that correct, Lindsay? Okay, Christine.
Thank you, Chair Mark. Could you please tell me how many students are currently registered at New Hazelton Elementary?
I don't have that data in front of me. I have seen it. Tracy, do we have that, or do we have to send it out?
I can refer that question to Ginger Fuller, our Secretary Treasurer.
Ginger.
Hi, I can't give you an exact number, but I can give you a, it is between, on a given day, between 120 and 130, I believe, at this time.
Thank you. And can you give me the current number of students at Majigale-Galiat?
Actually, I'd ask for Shyla to give you that number. If that's
We are
okay with
currently
Shyla.
at, yep, MGA's numbers for this school year is 120.
So my question, just after gathering that evidence, is that, you know, if we assume 24 students go to New Hazelton Elementary, you are crowding that school at over 150, and then Majigale has less than 100. So I'm just wondering about the logistics of that in terms of classroom size, CAs, for the French immersion program specifically.
Tracy, do you want to answer that after you've now or afterwards? Because it is about staffing and numbers of students and things that, yeah. I think she'll have to get back to you.
We'll take that question because that involves an HR piece as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Other questions from Jen? I see your hand up.
Good evening, everybody. I'm just curious about the high school online option as well, just as I'm hoping that my daughter will continue the French immersion program into high school. It says that it's going to be delivered online only, so I'm just wondering like what that structure is going to look like, who's going to be there to support those kids through that process, because I know my daughter's doing online French programming right now, and nobody was there to help her set it up or how to figure out how to even read the syllabus. It was quite challenging, so I'd like to know more.
Okay, I'll refer that to Tracy. It may be something we have to answer and inform all parents about and students.
Yeah, both. Thank you very much, Jen. That's good information for us to have. And as I referenced earlier, we will work closely with school admin for those processes. But for more details, we can take that question and get back to you. Thank you so much.
Other questions? I don't see any hands up. Mike, you had your hand up earlier. Do you have a question, not a comment?
Miss Jack has her hand.
Oh, sorry, Brianna. All yours.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm just reading the options, and when it mentions the online, can you confirm that children who go through grade to grade 12 with the online, would they be eligible for the dual dogwood?
Tracy, do you want to answer that question? I know the answer to that one. Yes.
Oh, well, then you can if you wish.
Sorry, I took your role. Yeah. Well, and thank you for the questions that are coming out, because we'll clarify that for everyone. There'll be lots of communications because it is a change, and we want to support parents and students as much as we can. Other questions? Is it a question, Mike? Okay, go ahead, Mike.
I sent a note on Saturday to the other members of the board, and I was wishing to know whether I would be permitted to read it into the record.
I received it. We all received it and we all read it, so it doesn't need to be read into the record. It's part of the data that we had to look at.
Now, I would like the members of the community to know that I spent a considerable amount of time weighing the issues and the options in this, and I laid that out in a note that I sent to the board, which I certainly had no compunctions about making that public.
Yeah, I don't believe it needs to go public. It is public. It's part of our minutes. It's part of the package that we received. So unless
Oh, I didn't see it in there.
unless
Oh, that,
trustees
that
feel,
was a note that I sent on Saturday, not,
yes, yeah, I have your Saturday note. Does every other trustee have your Saturday note that it can be attached to our minutes? I'm seeing nods. I don't see Ed. Where do you go? Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the response. It'll be in the minutes.
Okay. Others, I think I see a hand up for Rosalie. Go ahead, Rosalie.
Hi, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to get kind of a better understanding and understand kind of the process for these last steps, where I have heard a lot of people tonight kind of bring forward pieces that were in the package that maybe there's discrepancies on data-wise, or that there's stuff missing. The number of children in GetMax not being included feels like a big one. And I'm having trouble understanding, and so maybe other people are also having trouble understanding how a final decision can be made if the data wasn't fully complete.
So the board, in reviewing all the data that we did receive, did find that it was enough to make our decision tonight. And certainly we'll continue to look at viabilities of programs and how we can support students the best that we can. So I welcome the questions and we'll answer them to clarify. And Brianna, I see your hand
Hi
up.
again. So if enrollment increases and all of this support of the program moving to New Hazelton is wonderful and we increase it and it all works out well, what is the process to reinstate French immersion at HSS in the high school?
Tracy, do you want to answer that question, or do you want to give parents information or people information afterwards?
We can take the question. Thank you.
We'll get back to you with it in terms of the processes to make sure we're following them all the way we need to. Alan. Yeah. Go ahead.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good.
You guys are hearing me? Yeah? Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. I have a question. I have some concerns. The program is well established at Montague-Galiax right now as we speak. Maybe I missed something, but what exactly is the logic with moving something that is working right now up to New Hazelton? And how much that's going to really displace teachers and classrooms and whatever else? I'm sure you thought of this, but can I please get a clear explanation and full-on transparency from you guys? Thank you.
Tracy, do you want to answer how we'll get back to Alan on that in terms of the information that we weighed for making the decision? We have a lot of it. I don't think I could explain it all right now.
Which was collected over the past number of months. So yes, we can take the question and get back to you. Thank you.
Other questions? I see none, and I've lost Lindsay on my screen now. Where are you?
I'm here.
Okay. Do you see any other hands, or can we have a motion to adjourn? I see no hands. Any other board member trustees see them?
I see that someone's commented. I have asked for people to raise their hand. Oh, there we go.
Okay, anybody else?
Sorry,
We've got the comment. Oh,
wait,
there's
no.
Raven. Sorry, thank you. Raven, go ahead.
Hi, I'm a teacher at MGA as well. I, in the last couple of years, have worked between New Hazelton Elementary School as well as MGA. And I would also like to express my concern over space, because I've been at New Hazelton Elementary teaching and there was almost no space, and that was when their numbers were lower. and I am now a teacher at MGA, and I understand that we are also out of space. Like, I do understand that both schools are out of space. Both schools are in need of some sort of change to house these 3 programs, but I would also like to put forward my concern about space at New Hazelton, and because it is a smaller school in terms of classroom numbers, in terms of square footage. So I am also confused as well about the choice to move it to New Hazelton Elementary.
Okay, we'll take your concern and see if we can, what we can address, and be informed in terms of the decision. Kyra.
Hi there, it's Syra.
Syra, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It happens a lot. I guess I want to echo the concerns that we've heard already about the space, about the process of the decision. And I also just want to echo Raven's concern that not only the space issue, but what happens if we make this transition, which is going to happen, and it's more challenging because we've changed schools. So there's less people willing to subscribe or to sign up to register. And the program diminishes as a result of the change, you know what I mean? And it's more complicated for staff. It's more complicated for the school district. I just want to say that it feels like this is adding more complexity into a problem that was already challenging. And I hope that the district will be willing to work with the community, if that is the case, to address it in a really fair way, as opposed to just shutting it down once it's more complicated. Thank you.
Thank you for expressing your concern, and I know administration has heard it. I can see Tracy's nodding. Tracy, did you want to make any quick comment? Because it's not really a question, it's about further actions.
Just again, from the district perspective, the district wants to maintain the French programming. So again, we will work with school admin, HR, to ensure this transition is a smooth process. Thank you.
And I'll move to Aurora.
Hi, I'm Aurora Allen. I'm a grade 12 student in the grade 11 student in the French immersion. I missed quite a bit of the previous part of the meeting, and I just have a couple little questions just to know where I'm at. So we only have the option of online for our last year. Is that correct?
Tracy, do you want to speak directly to Aurora about her options and the students, so that everybody is informed? How are we going to do that? Just so that we're not speaking about any staffing things or students specifically in a public meeting.
Yeah, so we will, thank you very much for joining the meeting today, Aurora, and it's really nice to hear from you and a student, and we take your question really seriously, but because it does involve staffing positions, we will take the question, which means we've recorded your question, and then we will respond back to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Carmen, I think you're next.
Hi, thank you so much. I am a parent of a child that is registered to enter kindergarten at the French immersion program at MGA. And I don't have a question at this time, but I do just have a comment that one of the reasons we chose this program was because of the location. MGA is closer for us. And so it would probably impact our choice whether our child goes through the French immersion program now that it will be at a different school and a different location. Thanks.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah. And Aurora, your hand is still up. Do you have another question?
No, sorry, I didn't know that it was still up.
That's okay. Welcome to technology. Any last questions? I know, oh, sorry, Christine, go ahead, you're up first.
Thank you. I just wanted to know how the board considered moving the program might catalyze a loss in numbers of students for French immersion. As involved parents that have been trying to recruit, it becomes very challenging for us to speak highly of a program when we don't know the conditions when you're moving the program to an unknown place where it has never been held in 30 plus years. So, and I'm wondering, you know, how can we increase the numbers? How can we work collaboratively if we as parents and members of Canadian French for Parents, we don't know the conditions of the school. And we've had, for example, my son has only been at MGA, and he loves it there, and he has cultural ties. And I'm wondering how I am going to explain to a student, a learner who's excelling in French immersion, that now we have to move this program, and whether that's for a bottom line that doesn't consider the social cultural impact of learners and their cultural ties to specific geographies and places. I would like to know just the logic and the rationale of how you expect us as parents to speak highly of the program where we don't know the conditions and we don't know who the teachers are going to be. So for me, it feels like I would like to know how the board thought about that, which I'm sure they did. Thank you very much.
Thank you for expressing your concern. And I'll move on to Harsumeet. I think you were number 2. Yeah.
I'm sorry, will my question not be answered?
I took it as you're expressing your concern about how we analyze the data. We had lots of data in terms of changes to make the decision. So I can't answer any further question. I think you could have the discussion with our administration in terms of why the choices were made or recommended forward.
My question was, how did the board consider moving the program might catalyze a loss in numbers of students for French immersion?
Okay, I'll take your question under advisement as to whether we can answer. We can't answer now. I would have to go back into so much more data that we're not discussing here.
But the question will be answered, correct? It's been noted?
It's been noted, yes.
Thank you for the clarification.
And I'll move to Harsumeet. Sorry.
Hi, I just have 2 more questions. One is, we're having all these questions. I was just wondering if you'd be able to let me know what kind of time frame you'd be able to get back to people. Is it going to be 2 weeks? Is it going to be 4 weeks? So that we know when to expect an answer, kind of. And my second question is, question/comment is, would you consider keeping the classes that are currently in French at MGA and then slowly trying to initiate the new program at New Hazelton Elementary after that, so that you can slowly transition to there? And that might help the students that are currently there go through the program, and then the new students transition to New Hazelton Elementary. That way, I feel like the classroom availability situation has more time to resolve versus just trying to move all these students to New Hazelton Elementary. So, thank you.
Thank you for your question. I'll refer it to Tracy and our administrative staff, and they will provide that answer for you, or that plan. Janelle.
Hi there. I teach at Madzigale Galiaks, the grade 2-3 English teacher. I'm also a parent of a grade 10 French immersion student at the high school. I had more of a comment and maybe a question to reiterate at the end. But my comment is a big reason why my husband and I decided to have our third we only had one child out of 3 attend the French immersion program at Madzagale-Galiax. And the big reason was because of the teachers and because of my experience at the time when I taught at the high school and teaching the French immersion students coming out of Madzagale-Galiax, of what a difference I could see in just the strong work habits that the French immersion came into the school when I was teaching them. And that really sparked our interest in putting our daughter into the school. And we're so grateful that we did, because I've been a student at John Field when it was named John Field many years ago. And that was the reason why. It was because of the teachers, because of the location. I think it's just a huge legacy for Madzagale-Galiax to be a French immersion and a English speaking school. And now having it trilingual is just amazing too. And I feel super sad about Madzagale-Galiax losing that legacy of having the French immersion born there, and how it's been there for many years. With that comment, my question is, what is the plan of the school board to, I hope this isn't a way to phase out the French immersion program for the high school and elementary, but do you have a plan to show the parents of what you would like to do to rebuild this program and have a stronger presence with students enrolling in the French immersion? I understand the New Hazelton trying to get some of the English into the French, but is there anything else that you have planned to support and increase the numbers for the French immersion in the elementary school level? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll refer that to Tracy, but I can say the board did hear of many plans, actually, of ways that we can support and rely on our administrative staff to help us with that, and Canadian Parents for French as well. So, Tracy, did you want to add to my answer there, or can we move on to, I believe, Kyra? I couldn't get it wrong again.
Sure, you can move on, Margaret, but absolutely, we will be able to take that question and share out what the plans are. Thank you so much.
Thank you again. It's Syra. Sorry.
Syra. I'll practice. I promise.
That's all right. Thanks for answering our many questions. I just am wondering, for the sake of full transparency, will there be a kind of tracking process to note the financial implications of this decision?
I can say definitely there is. There all is for all of our programs, and yeah, it's a big role of the board to be watching these things. Yeah.
Margaret, if I can just ask, I just have a couple members. I'm taking questions as we go, and the ones that we're taking. Okay. If I can just ask for Selena S. and Syra, I put my email in the comment box. I'm not able to access their contact email to get back to them. So if I could just ask them to check the meeting chat, please.
Please do. And we can move to Brianna. Brianna, did you have another question for us?
Sorry, I was chatting to myself here.
Okay.
I have a two-part question. The first part is, how does enrollment work for the French program at New Hazelton Elementary for existing Madzagale-Galiax students? Like, is it automatic or do they have to enroll?
I'm going to leave that for administration to answer for you in time. I think they're going to get that out to all students and parents.
Yes, we will. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, and then the second part of my question is, if enrollment is not enough, will the board consider keeping the French immersion program at Mudsego-Lake-Galiax for K-7?
I'm going to refer that to Tracy in terms of the process for when these changes can be made. Yeah, and we may have to get back to you in terms of asking. Yeah.
Because now that the board has made the decision, then it's our role and work to follow up with that. So there'll be communications that will be drafted and information within the next 2 weeks. So then parents will know where to go for registration, what occurs with students who are already enrolled in the program, etc. Thank you.
Selena. Selena, do you have a question for us?
Sorry, I was just trying to write that email to Lindsay in the
multitasking.
Yeah. And apologies, I don't know if I specifically have a question, and it's probably just repeating stuff that other people have already said, but I do, just as a student who went through the whole French immersion program at MGA and the high school, and a parent of a current grade 7 student in the program at MGA, just want to express my concern with this plan that is moving to NHE, and also with my child being Indigenous, and just the location of MGA and having the Gitsanama language and all the other stuff at that school is so important to myself and families, and I just want to express my concern that I'm very sad to hear that it's been chosen to move to NHE. I don't find that was part of any of our discussions or meetings much over the last 2 years. And yeah, like I said, I don't know if I specifically have a question. I would like to know more, even though you've given some explanations. I would like to know more about how that decision of moving it to NHE is going to help. I think it's going to actually hurt enrollment in the program for a lot of, especially Indigenous students. So just wanted to put that out there for people to think about.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that way. And I believe, who am I next? Selena?
No, Christine.
Christine, sorry, I'm looking down the screen. There we go. Christine?
Thank you. I just have written my question in the meeting chat. So I would like for I would like to be sent to myself and the Canadian chapter of French board, as well as I'd like to know where we can find a recording of the last board presentation where Brianna gave her presentation, as well as the 8 options that were presented at that meeting.
Okay, so you're asking about, if I'm reading this correctly, how to attain the recordings that were did so. I think Lindsay can answer that question for you by email and give you the links. Does that help you?
I'll send you a message, Christine.
And can you just confirm that we will be able to get this recording as well as the recording of the last board presentation, where 8 presentations, and from my memory, 7 of them did not include moving them to New Hazelton Elementary. So I would like to be able to show those presentations to concerned parents and community members, leaders. We will be doing what we can to be addressing like a decision that seems to harm our students rather than help them. Thank you.
Yeah. I can go ahead, Lindsay, just share how the public documents are available. Yeah.
Yes, so I'll send you the link and I'll do it in the chat just in case anyone else would like to obtain this information as well. It's open to the public. On our website, we have a portion public meetings. It has every package listed and agenda meeting minutes, and there's an option, it says live stream CMSD board meeting, and that has our YouTube channel. So every public board meeting is live streamed. And Christine, I believe the message that, the last meeting you mentioned in your comment, I believe that was February 25th. So when you're looking at the past meetings, you'll be able to you can see the dates on them, and that might help you.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. I very much appreciated your help.
Aurora.
Hi again. So I kind of have like just a question and sort of a comment. Will we who are taking French and who will be possibly taking French online, will we have some sort of support system, whether it's an old French immersion teacher or something like that? One thing is because French immersion online can be so much harder than in person. And as I've been told by many other French immersion students who are taking online or who will be taking online, it is a really hard thing to commit to, especially if you're not talking to anyone else in that language. So will we have someone, or will we all be together to take one big online thing, or will we have to just do this all on our own?
Tracy, can I refer that to you, or will you get back to all students and inform them what's available?
Yes, we will get back to all students. So that'll be information coming to you, Aurora, in the next couple of weeks. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And education. On my screen, it says education. Do you have a question?
I believe that's Kathleen.
I'm going to move on to Christine, and if Kathleen comes or education comes back, we can move back. Christine, go ahead for the last questions.
Yeah, I'm wondering in New Hazelton, so for example, in Majigale-Galiax, we had mixed grades, there were 3 French teachers. I'm wondering what that will look like in New Hazelton. Like, are all the French kids going to be in the same class? Will they be divided by intermediate level versus beginners level? Like, those are decisions as a parent, educator, that I need to know before I can register my student and my learner.
Yeah, I can say you're going to get all of that information, but we're going to be very cautious, or we are very cautious about talking about personnel and staffing at this point. You will hear from our administrative staff how that's all going to work, so you can make informed decisions. Yeah. And Lindsay's just flashed up on the screen that she's recording all the questions to make sure that we answer them all. I see education hand is still up. Do you have something to ask us? And remember, it needs to be questions for us. No, I'm going to move to Brianna then.
Yeah, after Aurora, I kind of wondered, will the online HSS students be able to participate still in things like concours that are done in the district? Like if we host it at the elementary school and a high school student writes a concours and practices it and goes to our like Hazelton concours and then go to the regional, will they still be able to participate in things like that?
Yeah, I'm going to refer that question to administration, and they're going to ask all of these logistic questions or answer all of these logistic questions and any others that you have as you meet with them. Yeah.
And then with like a second part to that would be like, because our K-7 usually does a Carnival celebration where they go skating, and would we be able to invite the high school students to celebrate with the K-7 elementary students just because they don't have anything but online at the high school then?
Tracy, I'll refer that to you, but I think that's something that's all going to come out as we work with parents and students and plan our education year. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Yes, we definitely will. So Lindsay's recording all of your questions, and we will put it out as an information package for you. Thank you.
Okay, I see no more hands on my screen. And we've had lots of good input, other than education still up, but he's not, I'm not getting this. Oh, are you back? Okay.
Yeah, sorry guys, I just had to run out for a minute. Yeah. Okay, I might have just missed the tail end of that, and I know everyone probably wants to get going, but I just really have to reiterate with my colleagues that it's just so sad to see the French program move out of MGA, because I was talking with Dr. Jane Smith just today about it, and she couldn't believe that she couldn't believe the French program is going to be moving. It's going to be so hard on the community to decide where to go now, because it's been amazing having the Gitxsan language be incorporated into MGA and the French. And I mean, most of my colleagues know that I have a young daughter who is about to start school next year, and now I have no idea what to do. And yeah, there's just so many things, like with the staffing and everything, and the logistics of moving the entire program. I would like to know more answers. So Lindsay, can you please make sure that you give me that information? That would be really great. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to give the last question to Rosalie, because we're starting to get we're getting the picture and the story of what we need to answer, and what the board needs to consider. So I'll give you the last question, and then we'll, if you have further questions, you can send them in via Lindsay, and administration will certainly share if it's a board question that we need to answer.
Yeah, I think my last question, and something that just came to me through hearing this conversation, is, you know, this program has run at MGA, which is a really unique school in that it's on reserve land. That my understanding is it was a complex and really like thought out decision on the part of Gitxsan to have their on reserve school be a public school, and it was very, very unusual at the time and remains pretty unusual. And there were motivations for doing that. And I just wonder if elders and knowledge keepers and people who were involved in those early years, or who kind of carry the history of those who were involved in those early years, were part of the data and part of the conversation around whether it's appropriate to move a program that we know opens doors for students off reserve.
I'll refer that to Tracy and administration, and we'll get back to you on that question. Yeah. Okay, I think have we covered everybody, Lindsay, and everybody had the opportunity to text you or to write in the chat the questions, and they have your email, so they can communicate to us and our administration with questions.
Just a couple quick, I see that Kathleen still has her hand up, and Rosalie, I'm not sure if it's a further question or if they just haven't, oh, I see Rosalie has lowered her hand. Kathleen may still have a question, or I'm not sure.
I don't see Kathleen. Okay.
And then we do have Aurora has asked a question in the chat. She says, will we be having more meetings regarding this French immersion program?
There certainly will be school meetings and parent meetings and communications as much as we possibly can give. Tracy, did you want to comment that way from leadership?
Yes, absolutely. We'll be working with school administration, who will be working with staff. So there will be follow-up meetings. Thank you.
Can I have a motion from a trustees in terms of closing our meeting? I don't see any. Oh, there's Karen. Would somebody so move? Wayne so moves. Ed seconds the motion. All in favor of closing our meeting? And I see all hands up, except for Ginger, but you don't have to vote. There. Yeah. Thank you all. Enjoy your evening, and we'll ponder all of the questions and the comments. We did hear you. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to close. Thank you. Everybody's starting to leave.